Listen, I wasn't even supposed to talk about this show until the end of the season because the plan was to make a video essay breaking everything down. But episode 7, episode 7, what? Nah, I had to put the plan on hold, guys. I had to put the plan on hold because what? First of all, Armand. Oh my god, Armand. Armand, I hope you suffer. I hope you suffer. This man thinks that we are all dumb. So you mean to tell me that Armand was not able to save Claudia, this ultra old vampire that is extremely powerful, was not able to save Claudia. But coincidence, he was able to save Louis. You must think that we are stupid. You must think that our name is Louis de Pont de Lac because what? Firstly, Claudia was sentenced before Louis. So if he wanted to actually act, he would have changed her sentencing before Louis. So technically, if he really didn't have the power, it would have been out of power for Louis, not Claudia. When Claudia was sentenced, he didn't even do shit. So that argument doesn't even hold. And secondly, it's not like they haven't already showed the extent of Amon's power. Like 2 or 3 episodes before, he's out here freezing an entire room of vampire, including the humans. He's freezing them, but you mean that he can break out of his chains? You mean that he was guarded by that other vampire? I don't even remember his name. Armand. Armand was being guarded by this 2-year-old vampire. You gotta be kidding me. Nah, baby, if you're gonna start telling lies, they have to make sense. They have to make sense. You have one conditions. Your lies have to make sense. Armand is such a manipulator. He's such a bitch. Everybody here is playing checkers, and Armand is playing chess. Everybody here is playing fair game. Armand is being a bitch with a joker. Now, what do you mean that they had an entire script that they rehearsed? Because Santiago was out here rehearsing that shit. But Armand did not know. The head of the coven did not know. They gave him no choice. Him. That's a joke. That is the biggest joke of all. Because those guys really came out with script. They were rehearsing. They were ready. It was prepared. It was controlled. And Armand knew every step of the way. The reason is that Armand wants Louis, and he wants Louis without Claudia. It has always been part of his plan since the very beginning. And I think that even going further, Armand wants Louis all to himself, and he's tired of the coven. He's tired of the coven. He's tired of those stupid plays that they do every night. He wants out. Armand wants Lestat. He wants Lestat, but he can't have Lestat, so he wants to be Lestat. He wants to be free. And he wants to be free with Louis because the only thing that Lestat really truly cares about is Louis. So it was like, firstly, I want to be free like Lestat and do whatever the fuck I want. And for that to happen, I need to get rid of the coven. So that's the first part of the plan. The second part of the plan is that I want what Lestat desires the most, what is most prized possession. And the most prized possession of Lestat is Louis. And I think even back in his mind, Armand is kind of convincing himself that he loves Louis, but I just feels like, and Daniel break it down perfectly when he said, "You mean to tell me that both of you were fucking the same guy? Really, really? What a coincidence! What a coincidence!" Because the thing is that Armand wants Louis, but his desires for Louis is will always be linked to the fact that Lestat had Louis first. Like Lestat saw value in Louis. And since the Lestat saw value in Louis, Armand kind of determined himself to also see Louis as this big ass prize. But in reality, it's always been about Lestat. Like it's always been about Lestat. That's what is most interesting about Louis. And so he made this plan. He made this plan to get rid of Claudia, and that's how poor Claudia had to be sentenced to death. And he wants to get rid of the coven because you can't make it make sense that Armand, one of the oldest vampires in the game, couldn't take out these vampires, but Louis next episode is gonna take them out. Louis all by himself is gonna take the coven out, but Armand couldn't. No, like come on, come on. I fucking hate Armand. Like he's such a bitch. And you see the difference between Armand and Lestat is that Lestat, no matter how twisted he is, and no matter the games that he plays, there's still a level of fairness. Like, Lestat will manipulate you with himself, with the fact that he's so sexy and he has a way for words and he make you love him. Like, Lestat got away by manipulating Louis in so many other ways, but he never went as far as to go into Louis' mind. And I think that that's what really bugs me, and that's what really disturbs me with Armand. Like, Armand is basically out here chopping up Louis' memories and chopping up his mind and chopping up his free will, because he plays it like the game he plays is so dirty. And I feel like he's just so low, and the kind of low that Lestat never went. Like, Lestat will manipulate you, but I don't know if Lestat can go into Louis' mind and do the kind of rough editing that Armand is doing on a daily basis. I don't know if Lestat has that kind of power, but even if he had, I don't think that he would, because he doesn't want an edited version of Louis. You know what I mean? Like, Lestat wants Louis for who he is with all his bullshit. And okay, maybe he can manipulate him to love him or whatever, but he's not going to damage his goods. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to damage his most prized possession. Armand wants Louis no matter what. Even a broken, edited, fucked up version of Louis is enough for him. Like, Lestat wants to be chosen. He wants you to choose him. Armand just wants to have control over you. Like, it doesn't matter in what state you are. He just wants that control. That's why he's so comfortable with Louis being completely disoriented. Lestat is out here crying because he can clearly see the impact that the fall had on Louis. You see the difference? You see the level of craziness that we're working with? And for better or for worse, that's Lestat's biggest problem. But he wants you to choose him. He wants it to be by your own free will. But Armand doesn't care. He's a fool. He doesn't care. Broken, shattered, whatever. He just wants to control you. And the fact that he's going to edit Louis' mind and then be like, you asked me to do it. Like, bitch, come, come on. I'm tired of this bitch. I'm so tired of Armand. And also, did you guys see how Armand couldn't look at Lestat in the eyes? Do you see how he couldn't make that eye contact? Because for the entirety of the trial, he was out here plucking his big eyes, looking at everybody, looking at Louis. But when Lestat gave him one glare, bitch was looking down. Bitch was looking down. Bitch knew. He knew. He was like, I knew. He knew. It was never about you, Armand. It was never about you. It was never about you. I don't think Lestat knew how much Louis actually loved them. Even going further, I don't think Louis himself knew how much he loved Lestat until Lestat was gone, like until it was no more there. And Daniel is not saying much, but I need Daniel to start asking the right kind of questions. Like, would you do it again? Would you kill Lestat again if you had the chance to go back? I can assure you, Louis is not gonna say that. He's never gonna say, "Oh well, if I could do it again, I would have killed Lestat," because I feel like he had so much built up anger for Lestat bullshit that it didn't dawn on him how much he fucking loved that man. Even Armand did not know what he was getting himself into. Because when he was saying like Lestat, I'm tired of Lestat. Oh my god. Let me keep it together. And also the fact that Louis is still seeing Lestat, like even in the present day in Dubai, like, welcome to Dubai, Lestat. Like, what? Louis is never getting over that man. He's never getting over that man. And Armand needs to let it go. Like, you need to let it go. Like, let these two people be together for better or for worse, for better or for hell, for heaven or for hell. They are made to be together. They are made to be together. And Armand, you're just taking up space that you're not even supposed to be in. So you'll be miserable. You continue being miserable and being a schemy bitch. And I'm going to come on Daniel in a second. But the question that I would like answered in the last episode is, why did Lestat cross the Atlantic Ocean to come to Paris? Because at first, I'm like, okay, Lestat has a plan. Like, he's going to bail them out. It's Lestat, so he's devious and he thinks ahead. So he's there to, like, save them. But no, because he doesn't do shit. He's just sitting down on that disgusting red sofa and telling his dirty laundry and airing out all his business. And I'm like, really? Is that why you came? Like, I'm really disappointed, and I just feel like there must be something behind it. Maybe there's something that we are missing. Maybe that part is from Armand's perspective, and that Armand is taking credit for saving Louis when in fact it wasn't him. I don't know. There's just have to be something. Or Lestat, like, it didn't even seem like he wanted to come. So does Santiago have something on Lestat? Like, why did Lestat come? If Lestat came to Paris just to watch Louis die, then I'm really, really disappointed in Lestat. Wow, because I know he loves that man. And when Louis was sentenced and Armand was doing his mind control shit, even Lestat was surprised, like, oh, what's going on? So you mean to tell me that you wouldn't even get to act? You were just gonna sit down there and watch them turn your boy into a campfire? Really? No, that's kind of suspicious. That's suspicious. I just feel like I need some answers to that. And yeah, and if Lestat truly did not have a plan, then I'm really surprised. And maybe Louis would. No, I'm never gonna say that. I was gonna say maybe Louis is better with Armand, but what? No, 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 no. I take that back. I take that back. Um, I really love that answer. Like, why did you come here? Did you really come here to kill your family? Like, really? You're that petty? Really? Anyways, moving on. Daniel don't want to die. Daniel doesn't want to die. Daniel doesn't want to die. And I get it, but it's a little bit unfortunate because Daniel has always been the person that has the voice of that is basically our voice in the story. Daniel is our voice, the voice of the viewers that is like clocking out the bullshit. And Daniel was extremely silent. He didn't really call out Armand for his bullshit. Like, and I feel like he doesn't want to die. Louis is kind of very fragile. Like, Lestat already broke him, and then Armand is breaking his mind and not even taking accountability. At least that took accountability for dropping Louis like an egg. Armand would be like, oh, well, you told me to go into your mind and to erase it. Like, anyways, Armand is a bitch. Moving on, but Daniel is trying to stay alive, and I feel like it makes for a less interesting interview if the interviewer is censoring himself. I can't wait to see what happens next season. Now, Lestat's stories and his version is really interesting. I think that once again we have to take everything with a grain of salt because the truth lies in the middle, right? We've had a little bit of Claudia's perspective. We had Louis' version in season 1, and now we have Lestat's version. I definitely believe that the scene where they turned Claudia is true. The way Lestat recounted it might be closer to the truth than what Louis said. At the same time, I don't think that I don't think that Lestat really like saw in the future and was like, oh, she's gonna love you, you're gonna love her, and she's gonna. No, I don't think that he told him all that because whatever. I think he kind of exaggerated that part when he's basically telling Louis exactly what's gonna happen to Claudia. But I feel like there was like the fact that Louis begged him and that Louis is definitely using Claudia as a redemption. Like, she's a tool in their marriage, and she's completely right when she's like, it's never been about her. It's never been about her the same way it's never been about Armand, but whatever. I move on. But yeah, I feel like that scene was pretty accurate, and I'm more inclined to go with Lestat's version than Louis' version. But the scene of the fight, the scene of the fight is interesting. It's very interesting because I feel like Louis' version was too biased, but I feel like Lestat's version um was also very convenient. Lestat's version was also very convenient, being like, oh well, he was talking shit. Like, we know that Louis can talk shit. We know that that boy has a mouth on him. Like, we saw how he was with Armand. He has the thing with Louis is that he might not be like the most powerful, but he knows how to hurt. Like, he will talk, he will say the most craziest shit that will make you want to beat his ass, and then it will guilt you for actually acting on his provocation. So we kind of know that Louis has a mouth on him, but I don't think that he went that far as to what Lestat is basically saying that Louis said and did. So we know that there is kind of that, like, there's a truth to both stories, because in both story we hear the same dialogue, there are some point of references. Now the question is, which one is the closest to the truth? Because, like, listen to Louis' version.
I don't know.
It's okay. We're done. It's over. Stay where you are, okay? We had it out. We just need a little moment here.
And now we listen to Lestat version.
Stay back, Claudia. It's all good. You're leaving with her? No, it's okay. It's okay. We're done. It's over. Stay where you are, okay?
In both cases, you can hear Claudia calling for them to stop, well, calling for Louis, and Louis is like, we're gonna stop, Claudia, we're done. And then things go off again. So given the evidence, I truly believe that maybe Lestat version is more accurate and that Louis was running his mouth. Because like Louis doesn't give an explanation why they stopped and then it just went back, like why it just escalated to a new level. And I think that the things that he said to Lestat was what basically let Lestat go off the roof. But at the same time, I feel like when you are the person that got beaten up the most, because at first it's like kind of like they're throwing each other around, sure. But then like from there on, like it really became like a beat down. So I feel like from Louis' perspective, because he's the one that received the beat down, like nothing that he could have said would have justified what Lestat did to him. Like, you know, it's like when you two people are fighting and then one person says something and the other person brings out a gun and shoots the person. Like nobody cares about what that person said before the friend brought out a gun. It's like, why would you even go there? Like, yeah, so I feel like from Louis' perspective, maybe he doesn't even remember exactly what he said. He just remembered that Lestat went too far, basically. Now, the fact that he dropped him from the hair, but obviously we all knew that. And that's one of the reasons why I will always prefer Lestat to Armand, is that there's still a certain kind of honesty. It was like, I did try to hurt him and he takes responsibility. And when he looks at Louis and he kind of apologizes, I think it's like he's genuine when his apology. And he's like, I did this and it's on me. Something that Armand will never do. Armand will always find excuses. I just thought that scene was so beautiful. And just Lestat, like once it came, it was over. Once Lestat arrived, it is over. Pack your bags. Somebody needs to throw an award at that man's face. Like somebody need to, you know, for a matter of fact, somebody need to throw an award at all the cast because the work was phenomenal. But the actor that plays Lestat is like he was born for that role. Is that level of cunt that you need? It was amazing. A true pleasure. Like the truth lies in the middle for what actually happened. Nonetheless, Lestat definitely was in the wrong. Like I'm a true believer of if they go low, take it to hell. But take it to hell, not to freaking out of space. Like why are you gonna drop where are you going to be dropping people from outer space? What? No, Lestat, you're wrong. You're so wrong for that. And I'm so glad that you finally really, really apologized. And I think it was genuine. And the fact that Santiago was trying to script Lestat, you can't script an hurricane. You can't script an hurricane. Like, Santiago, you're not the girl you think you are. You're not the bad bitch you think you are. You're so not the bad bitch you think you are. None of them are the bad bitch I think they are, except from Lestat. Lestat is that girl, is that bitch. And that was so funny because Santiago was struggling. He was struggling to keep it together because Lestat was just going off script every single time. Now, Claudia. Claudia is amazing. I think that she is Claudia the Leon Cool. Like she's really the daughter of her father. And the reason why Claudia and Lestat do not get along is because they're so similar. They're so similar in so many ways. And I know that I said I wasn't going to do like a video analysis. It's just a reaction. But I feel like the same want for acceptance and the same want to be loved and accepted that Lestat has is the exact same thing that Claudia has. Like Claudia, if you look at her story, she wants the validation of being chosen. She wants to be loved. And if you look at Lestat, it's exactly the same thing. And they're both fierce, they're both exceptional vampires. And I'm so glad that Lestat was able to recognize that. And that's the thing that I love about. And you see, once again, like, second point for Lestat, like, he's so honest about it. Like, Claudia is an excellent vampire. The only thing is that she's trapped in the body of a child. But if not on every other account, she's amazing. Now, something that I really find weird is that the Claudia in season one doesn't seem to be the Claudia that we found in season two. Like, I feel like this Claudia at the end of season one was a stratege. Like, she was playing chess. Like, she won the chess play between her and Lestat. And if you win a chess play with Lestat, you should be a mastermind. Like, I was expecting so much more from Claudia this season. I feel like, despite the fact that we all know that she suffered from wanting to be accepted, the fact that she didn't see this coming is weird. Like, I just find that weird. And obviously, the fact that she's gonna die comes from the books. I haven't read the book, so maybe I am missing something. But I just feel like Claudia should have known better. I just feel like she should have saw it coming. Because we all know that love makes Louis stupid. But Claudia, well, she was also in love, so maybe that she also became stupid. I feel like there was a break between the daughter of Lestat Doliancourt that we met at the end of season one and the Claudia that we met in the beginning of season two. And sure, like there's a change in actresses, but I didn't really feel it, and I think that the actress that played Claudia in season two did like she's phenomenal. The same way that like both the actresses for Claudia are amazing. I feel like it's in the writing, it's in the plot, it's in the story, and obviously they have to stick to the book because in the book she really dies. But I feel like they could have made it in a way that there's kind of like a continuation. Like maybe she saw it coming, but Armand was one step ahead of her. That's why Armand let Louis turn Madeleine la Française. Maybe that's why they let her get turned, so that because they know that Claudia's gonna be distracted. They know that Claudia's gonna be distracted. She's gonna be focused on that and not on the plotting and the scheming on that stupid ass Armand. If Armand has one hater, it is high, and if he has none, that means that he has got to me before and I'm his supper, because I can assure you I hate that guy with all the like I hope he suffers. I can't wait to see when Louis dumps him because I know it's coming. Louis is gonna have to wake up at one point or another. This episode was just really devastating, and you could really see Lestat. Lestat was so sad. Like you could see it on his face that he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to perform. Because at the beginning he's performing, but you can see like as the show goes on, he doesn't want to perform. Like all this, like it hurts him badly. Like you can see that it's actually hurt. The fact that he refuses to look at Louis, but then when he looks at him, like the minute he looked at Louis, I knew it was over. It was over. I was like, okay, now we're not playing anymore. And then when Claudia is sentenced and she's just like singing, oh my God, what a beautiful and sad scene. What a devastatingly beautiful scene. And when she looked at Lestat, wow, like you could see the emotion on his face. Like, yes, she tried to kill him, but that is still his child. Like, that is still like they still had good memories together. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, like it's so crazy. I can't wait for next episode. Louis is gonna go crazy. He's gonna go wild. And Louis is cruel. Like, not only with his word, but Louis is cruel. And if you remember correctly, like in season one of the things that attracted Lestat about Louis was is the fact that he almost killed his brother. Like he almost quote unquote killed his brother. So Louis can play dirty, and Louis can be rough and he can be tough sometimes. So I can't wait to see that on screen finally, because for now Louis is like that guy that everybody is just passing around. It's kind of like the ping pong ball. But it's gonna get crazy in this last season, and I can't fucking wait. And just like a last word is that I'm actually ready for this season to be done. Like, I feel like last season, I was like, no, this can't be the end, you know? But this season, like, I'm like, I've been through enough. I've been through enough. Like, this season, it's time for it to be done. Like, I'm done with it in, like, a good way. And I haven't seen anybody actually say it out loud, but this could have easily been solved by Trisam. This could have, I'm just gonna put it out there. Because they could have easily just walk it together between the two of them and leave poor Claudia out of their mess. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comment down below, because I can't wait to see what you guys thought about episode 7. I'm still going to bring out my video analysis later on this month, so stay tuned for that. But I can't wait for the end of season 2. It's all going to go down.